the 50. This is the 50 new horror films of 2024. I don't know that I can. I can name a lot of great horror movies this year. There's been a lot of great ones, but will horror replace superheroes? Because there have been some great ones this year. In a Violent Nature, The Substance, Smile 2 kind of surprised people better than it had any right to be. I haven't gone through this list yet. We can go through and comment on it. But the fact that Rotten Tomatoes can even come up with a list of 50 horror films that came out this year that are worth ranking, and I don't agree with the ranking. I'm already looking at the ranking.
You don't like it?
I hate this.
That's definitely my favorite horror film of the year.
I like the very end.
But we'll go through this quickly. But I'm asking the question: is horror going to be? And I don't think horror could ever be as high grossing as superhero films. But by example, I'm trying to plot out like my thesis here. Terrifier 3 may outgross Joker 2 and more profitable. And I don't think that horror films, based on the fact that they're mostly niche market. I mean, Terrifier 3 in particular is for gore hounds, which is why I know Dante loved it. But like, are we having a new horror wave? And I have a theory also that the world is so dark. A lot of the ways we kind of work things out in the sort of zeitgeist of what's happening in the world is through horror, right? After 9/11, there were a lot of horror films that focused on, you could call them torture porn, but a lot of it was a sort of light commentary on world events. I think we're going through something, not to get too specific, kind of dark things that are happening. Is horror the way we're working it out? How is horror so popular that we could even that we can have a list of 50 of the best ones of 2024? All your thoughts, and then we'll go through this list, and then we'll go back to Venom.
First, I think horror is woke proof. I think this is the only genre where you don't have to be concerned about being woke or who you're offending.
Wait, wasn't there a horror film with like a bunch of black people playing a very offensive?
Yeah, The Blackening.
Yeah,
but even then, it was making fun of.
It was a spoof.
It was fun. Yeah, it was making fun of it. I mean, that's the thing. Is the only genre where you can poke fun at political correctness, poke fun at wokeness, and tell just a horror story and involve whoever you want and tell it however you want.
There's also an oversaturation element to it. I mean, it's 2024. It's not even 44 weeks into the year, and there's more than 50 movies that came out in 2024 that are horror that you can composite a list of. I mean, that alone already gives you a metric of like, yes, it's the ROI of all of these films. If you put them up against a superhero film or a comic book film, is definitely going to show that it's more profitable. And also, horror's been around a good 40 years longer than the comic book superhero film as well. It's got a bigger built-in base. It may have a niche audience, but they're very dedicated. They're a lot of fun. I've loved going to like Rue Morgue and all those places to meet people that are horror fans, because it's not my personal genre of choice, but you just can't buy that passion anywhere else, really.
Yeah, horror's always felt like the easiest one to not screw up. You just have some fun, make it scary, keep your budget reasonable. Invest a little bit in some special effects if you can. If not, have some like Terrifier. The first Terrifier, I don't know what that thing cost, but I mean, I thought it was well done for the money. And then the second,
is he just a guy in the suit? Art the Clown? Is he just a dude, or is he like supernatural?
I think he's supernatural now.
It is supernatural. It's implied it's supernatural.
I've never seen any of them, but
there's a growing lore being built up with Terrifier, and the ending of Terrifier 3. I mean, it's
going to be
there's going to be a follow up. There's going to be a follow up in some other realm. So there's something about it we'll learn, I'm sure.
But I think horror has just always kind of been that genre that you just, there's going to be a ton of people that are going to love getting scared. There's like
people like to be titillated. Phrasing.
That's just, something that's always been a thing. So I don't know if horror's ever not been. I'm trying to remember when horror hasn't been a thing. I love horror films. So
no, it's King Kong, Frankenstein, like since the old time. It's always been.
like Script was saying, you go back 40, 50 years, you can find horror movies all throughout the earliest parts of filmmaking. So yeah, I think that it's always going to be a popular genre. And I think, anytime that, you can find I'm always looking for new horror voices. And I think Damien Leone is definitely one. The guy that did Smile, what's his name? Parker Finn or something like that. I think that he's really good. So I'm looking forward to see what he has next. I love horror directors because they always seem to cascade well into other things, like David F. Sandberg, starting out and then moving over to Shazam, which I thought Shazam was good, and some of the other work that he's done. So yeah, I'm always looking for new horror directors. I hope that Damien Leone gets a shot at the big time, and he can do something unique and interesting with mainstream.
Well, historically, horror films have always been a low buy-in for Hollywood, right? I mean,
yep,
bingo.
I mean, name a really expensive horror film.
Yeah.
Right. So it's always been an ROI thing, and I think, especially now with superhero films being so like overinflated and the budgets just being through the roof, I think maybe more studios are going to start taking a lot more chances now with these horror films.
Well, I'll just say this, going off what Alan said, horror films have always made a lot of social commentary, but not in a way that pushes anything. I mean, very lightly, all the George Romero zombie movies, starting with Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead about consumerism, where the sort of one little theme that's woven into Dawn of the Dead, you could have everything you want in the world, all the money, all the clothes, and you're not still unhappy. Life is about more than that. And you're stuck in a mall with everything you could want, but you live in despair, right? So I feel like horror is such a great way to comment without pushing any kind of agenda. It's always done that. It's there if you're looking for it. If not, it's just people with heads blowing up or getting body parts chopped off, which I'm perfectly fine with. And it taps into something in our lizard brain about fears, right?
Yep.
That's why I think horror has always been this staple genre. And look at the rise of whatever you think, Blumhouse. You know what? Blumhouse is like the fast food of horror. Okay. They're not always great, but they're fun. Like Megan, movies like that, I thought were a lot of fun.
Some of those Saw movies are the other ones. Hostel.
Yeah.
Sorry, we'll stick.
Truth or Dare.
Yeah. Well, that one I really hated. But anyways, but even like I heard the plot of Megan 2, and it sounds hilarious. It sounds really good. I can't wait. But if you like, I'll go through this list quickly. And we'll just scroll down. Anything you want to tell me to stop and comment. But at number 1, I don't know if I agree with it. I agree probably top 10 for sure. But David Desmalchin in Late Night with the Devil at 97%. Number 1. Oddity, I do not agree with. Number 2. Infested. Number 3. In Flames. Number 4. Strange Darling. First of all, how is Strange Darling considered a horror film?
I don't know.
Odd choice, but I love that movie. I love Strange Darling and Kyle Gallner, A New Life at number 6. The Substance should have been number 1. Should have been number 1. That's at number 7. Stop Motion at number 8. We reviewed that one. The Devil's Bath at number 9. A Quiet Place Day 1. That's like a mainstream.
No, that shouldn't be there.
God,
nah.
I mean, on the list at number 10, I don't think so. Out of Darkness, number 11. Smile 2, number 12. Longlegs, number 13. I Saw the TV Glow, number 14. Speak No Evil, number 15. I think the shades of like Speak No Evil is more of a thriller with horror elements. I wouldn't consider it horror, but I did really like Speak No Evil.
They're being pretty fast and loose on what they're counting. Abigail.
Abigail, number 16, 83%. The First Omen, which I actually quite like.
That's a good one.
Yeah, number 17, You'll Never Find Me. Number 18, It's What's Inside. Number 19, Alien Romulus. Number 20. See, they're just listing all the horror movies of this year, and putting them in an order.
I can't wait.
Is this in order of the Rotten Tomatoes ranking, like their scores? Is that how this is ranked?
I
has
don't
to be.
think so because it's bopping around.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I just saw 7.
No, but I think they factor in the audience score as well.
Yeah, it's editorialized for sure, but it's a factor. In a Violent Nature at number 21, I would put that in the top.
That was
top
way
10.
better than 21. Yeah.
Arcadian at 22. I mean, it's on the list. I wouldn't put it on
post-apocalyptic though. I might have pronounced that.
Cuckoo number 23. Beetlejuice number 24. Terrifier 3 number 25.
That's 77%.
Sacrilege.
Yeah. Blackout at number 26. Handling the Undead number 27. Maxine number 28.
Maxine?
Yes. That should have been maybe a little higher for sure.
See, this is not a list about the quality of the film. It's a list of, how many critics liked it and how many didn't. T-Blockers has 100%, but not enough people saw it to give it a boost in the score.
But it's on the list at number 29. Double Blind.
It doesn't have enough reviewers reviewing it.
Double Blind at number 30.
Yeah, no consensus. Yeah.
Yeah. Double Blind number 30. Exuma number 31. Somewhere Quiet 32. Lovely Dark and Deep 33. Trim Season. Trim Season.
I've never heard
Trim
of
Season.
Don't make the joke that you're both thinking. Don't make the joke. Number 34, Here for Blood, 35. I'll finish the list out. Midnight Peep Show, number 36. The Well. See, these are movies that Alan and I will get that go direct to VOD or on Shudder, and some of those can be very good. The Well, number 37. Hellhole, number 38. Hostile Dimensions, 39. Caddo Lake, 40. Night Shift, 41. Immaculate, number 42.
What?
That should be higher.
That should be way higher, yeah.
Sting, 43. Departing Seniors, 44. Never Let Go, 45. I saw that. It was okay. The Seeding, 46. Lisa Frankenstein.
That belongs where it is.
Wow.
47. The Front Room, 48. Founders Day, 49. That was this year. Okay. And Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 at number 50 rounds out the list. We will put a link to this in the description. Gentlemen, comments on what we have just seen.
Well, I haven't seen most of these, so I can't really say, but I still think that top 10 is a little off.
Yeah, I agree. The top 10. Sure. You could pull a good top 10 from this list, but I think some of the choices of films to be on this list, I don't agree with. I mean, I actually think if you're going by this, Venom could be Venom: The Last Dance could be considered horror.
Mm-hmm.
There were some gory things that happened in it. So I don't know what your thoughts are, but there you go.